Hey traders, what a day in the market. I hope you were prepared for what happened, because we tested support and guess what? Support broke to the downside and the market is currently falling like a turd from a tall cow. So what are you going to do next? Well, let's get into today's session. We'll take a look at the indexes and a couple of ways you may want to look at protecting yourself. So here we go. On the Dow. Now, normally I don't start with the Dow, but let's go ahead and start with the Dow. A couple of minutes. Look what transpired. We basically came up and we were ramming against the 50-day moving average, and it was finding support time and time again at the 20-day moving average. And what was happening is it would bounce towards the 20 and then buyers would come in. Today, the buyers stepped aside and said, "Arrivederci, baby." And a couple of things have happened today that we need to be aware of. One, the momentum has shifted to the downside and is falling hard. Price action, very bearish in nature, in that what's it doing? It looks like it is going to close towards the low of the range for today. That is oftentimes a very, a precursor for even more downside. So we'll have to look and see what transpires from there. There's the bell. So things are wrapping up. I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to potentially trade this. We're just going to take a look first at the indexes. But any type of a pullback back into the midsection of today's candlestick, that's where you want to put an alert. So what's next? What about the S&P? S&P, similar action, closing at the lows of the day. Similar action in that we broke, TSI has broken, so momentum has shifted to the downside. Now, on the weekly chart, what are we looking at that? Let's take a bounce over to the weekly chart. As you see, we basically had a quasi-bearish harami from last week, and now we're getting a fulfillment to the downside. We're just about at the halfway mark on the candlestick from 2 weeks ago, and so we may find support there. But I'm guessing that any type of a retracement back up into, into the midsection of today's candlestick and or the 820 combo there could give you an opportunity to get short this market if you know how to play short, if you know how to trade short. Next, the NASDAQ itself, similar. Remember, NASDAQ was not as strong as the other indexes, and so its falling is not a shock. I'm going to go ahead and take this zone. Actually, I'm going to leave that zone in there, but I'm going to activate it really quick, and I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. There we go. That was a past Fibonacci level, Fibonacci zone. And so let's see what happens when we get down into that area, because there's a good likely that we are going to get down in that area. What about, let's throw on a really quick Fibonacci on the NASDAQ, and let's go high-low on this one, or correction, low-high, low to the high, because we are moving down, and I want to get some trajectory to the downside. The 50% retracement would be down here at the 12,194 level, and look at right there, 61%, there's your 78%, and 100% would be down here. Look for an overshoot down here to the 127, or the 1618. Those are your overshoot targets to the downside. What do they correspond to? Look over down here on the daily chart, weekly chart. Look to your left. Are there levels of past support in those areas? Yes, there are. So we know that those could be potential areas where prices could at least slow down. What was the catalyst that drove the markets down today? Well, guess what? It was inflation. The central bank in Europe came out and said they're expecting inflation to be worse. They may have to increase the interest rates much more quickly. And then also, did you know that the expected inflation rate for the United States is 8.2 or 8 or more % in May? I mean, what the heck is going on? A couple of things to look at as we evaluate each one of these entities. Like on the Russell was actually doing much better, but now has broken below the 8 and the 20. I anticipate more downside. Another thing for the premium members who were with us for last night's training on TSI, as you see, TSI broke the uptrend line. So that could mean that there is going to be a significant shift in momentum to the downside. So what am I going to do to potentially counteract this? Well, if you know how to trade ETFs, inverse leverage ETFs, you can hedge against the downside, because as the indexes are coming down, the inverse ETFs are going up. Here's a caveat or a warning. If you don't have written rules that you follow religiously, do not trade, and I emphasize that, do not trade the leveraged ETFs. And you got to be really careful with the non-leveraged ETFs, but do not trade the leveraged ETFs, because they're a two-edged sword. If you don't follow them succinctly, the leveraged ETFs will rip your face off. So just stay away from them or paper trade them. Learn how to do it. Is a couple of ways to look at that. So I'm going to look at a couple of different things. One of the things I like to potentially trade is SQQQ. That is the inverse of the NASDAQ. And this is a 3-time leveraged ETF. Look what it's done. It's given us a nice break. TSI has crossed to the upside. We are bouncing with the market forecast off this lower level where we're anticipating. We broke out today above the 20. Any type of a pullback back into about 49.38 for premium members. That's where I'm going to try to pick up a piece, or maybe even back down to the 8-day moving average, somewhere about $49. Then my stop loss on that, I'll just throw this out to you really quick. If I pick it up at 49, and it basically falls below today's low, I want to keep that below 5%. But if it takes out today's low, it's telling us that it's going in the wrong direction. So SQQ, that's one of them. Another one, take a look at, is dust. Gold is declining, and dust is the leverage ETF to the inverse leverage ETF for gold, and that's GLD. And as you can see, it also moving to the upside and breaking out after bouncing off the 50. Next, you're looking for a couple of stocks that could be of interest is Netflix. Netflix, it got all the way, it built its way up into a nice little cup type formation, but then we've had a crossover of momentum. We've dropped below the 20-day moving average. So watch, and so it's at support at 192.45. If I take a trade, I'll wait for a bounce back to about 196. Probably do an option spread going back down to the downside with a potential target down there about 180 to 178, somewhere in there. Next, Tesla. While I love Tesla as a company, I am not going to sit there and be blind about what it's doing. We have a reversal candlestick after a shooting star. A one-day shooting star, but this is a reversal bearish harami. The TSI is turning over right at the 0 line. Those are signs that we're going deeper in fall with Tesla. I'd look for a pullback back up into about the midsection of today's candlestick. On each of these, if you get a gap down and a gap and go, that would be, again, an area where you might want to trade the individual entity. I'll take one last look. What else comes into play when the market is starting to, when the rally is starting to deteriorate? That is the VIX, the volatility index for the S&P. And what do we have? We have a reversal signal at a support level. TSI has broken back up through its downtrend line. So look for this to basically be shooting on up. And when volatility is increasing, the indexes, especially the S&P, tends to be weak to the downside. So that's what we've got for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, all the materials we do present are our training purposes. Traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. And as we like to say, hey, my goal is for the active trend trading system and AutoPilot that we provide is a top-notch objective system that is both easy to learn and profitable to use. I want to equip traders to build wealth and achieve financial freedom. So aloha, God bless. We will see you tomorrow, Friday, for Trade Your Way to Wealth. If you join us for the free live stream over on the YouTube channel, Market Tech Talk. Aloha. God bless everybody.